After an explosive first map, the Brazilians currently 1-up in this series. Is that victory they see on the horizon, or is it just a mirage? We're going to be heading through to map number 2 as G2 now seek to try and get back into this one. Risk, how are you feeling heading through to Mirage?
For G2, I'm worried, to be honest. Like, the level that they've shown so far in this best of 3 has not been the level that I expected. Especially Kenya stands out like a sore thumb in this kind of scenario because he's kind of like the player that you want to have on the top of your scoreboard, hitting the shots, opening stuff, holding down the important angles. And so far, he hasn't really shown up to the level that we know he can show up to. And it's been the other players, it's been Smith especially to kind of step up to the plate, Shocks as well. But they need all 5, and they need them all to be together at the same level to win this game, because Luminosity, they're playing really well. They're actually playing solid CS. Yes, they're making mistakes as well, but compared to how G2 are playing, I definitely feel like they're the better team right now.
Taking a look at those live odds as well, you can see that the people over at GGBet, they've been swayed by this performance as well. They see Luminosity now as the favorites to win this series. This is, of course, their map pick. They just clinched out Dust 2, 16-14 over G2. Now look to try and send them home in map number 2.
Yeah, hope Luminosity, they have been practicing this map since they played their last game. They played like 3 days, they played 5 Mirage games, and they lost all 5 of them online with this lineup here. So, the question is, can they bring it back now?
What sort of teams were they up against, Risk, when they lost all 5?
Freedom 35.
Yeah. You know,
Complexity, pretty good team. Rogue, pretty good team. E-United, not really. None of these teams are kind of at the level where we think G2 are. Maybe like Rogue and Complexity, you can argue right now are around the same level, but still, like E-United, Freedom 35, not really there. So that's a bit of a worry sign for me, but hopefully that is also almost a month ago now. So a lot can have changed. This is still a new lineup. It was a very new lineup when they played these games.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. When you think about this team on paper, this is a team that should be good at Mirage over on the side of Luminosity. You have the double AWP potential with Henny and Yell. You have the fast fragging antics of, you know, someone like Neckers to open up. This used to be a pretty decent map for him. So I'm excited, but we're heading through to Mirage, map number 2 in this best of 3 series. It's all on the line. The winner secures their spot, joining 3 Danish teams in the playoffs. And the loser, well, their time here at DreamHack Valencia comes to a close.
Continuing the desert theme, isn't it, in this best of 3? From Dust 2 to Mirage. Kit and smoke on body, Existence towards short. Going to be Molotoved off, but they have control over the connector now. Existence forced to push back, but MES not going to get anything out of that. Neckis takes his head off. And Lucas with one onto Smiths, and this is not looking good for the Frenchman.
It most certainly is not. There's Yell in with another kill. And now they know he's in the back. That's going to cause them a myriad of problems. Henny makes that look easy, and Body left in a 1v5. This is not happening. He's not moving. He's rooted in place like a statue. And Luminosity going to be picking up the first round here. Body does manage one, but now they know where he is. And Neckers will get rid of him. Luminosity finding success in the pistol round. Look to try and keep their good form going from Dust 2.
Mirage is also one of these maps, especially when you're on the T side. If you can get that momentum rolling, you can just take so many rounds in a row. You can just keep the pace up, and that's something that the team of Luminosity, they have that aspect to them. Those players who can go in with no respect and just take duels. And Mirage, as you said, like, it suits them. Statistically, they haven't been good at it yet, but still, anything can change and everything can happen with a month of, just below a month of practice in Counter-Strike. When you have high-level players like the ones we have on this Brazilian side, this one should be rather easy. Smith goes down to begin with. This is just pistols for G2.
Well, here's Lucas leading the charge against these pistols. And yeah, I mean, as you say, a month in esports time is a year in normal time.
Yeah, it's kind of like in Dragon Ball Z when they go to train in that room where time is different. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah.
I've never watched that.
You've missed out, man.
I don't think I have.
Maybe you're too young for that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time, like, when I was like 12 to 13, when Dragon Ball Z was...
Dragon Roll.
Dragon Ball.
It's a Dragon Roll. That's sushi, isn't it?
I'd take a Dragon Roll right now. I like some pay instead.
Yeah, okay, no, that's a good choice. Big fan of that.
Yeah, actually. That's the only reason I took this kick, Harry, to come and eat paella.
Get it. I'm sure you can get it. You just make it yourself. But here's this round anyway. And we're speaking about paella. They have made a right meal of this round, G2. This is going to be eluding them. They weren't expecting too much heading into it. They all go down. They don't find anything. And that will be a 3-0 start for Luminosity. Now, the buy comes in for G2. And this time around, they've saved up the cash so that Kenny can get that AWP out straight away.
Just like my cooking skills, G2 are inadequate in this round. Not going to live up to any sort of positive compliment. Open Kenny, yes. He needs something right now.
He does. He didn't have the best performance over on Dust 2. We need to see a vintage Kenny-esque performance here on Mirage, and it's a very fast play. Henny and the gang already out. Kenny, there's no way he escapes this scenario. Henny's going to drop him, and now, man, advantage gain. The bomb about to go down inside of A. And Luminosity are relentless now. Existence able to claim back both of those kills down towards Connect. That might have just made this retake possible, because up until now, nothing was going the way of the Frenchman.
This flank from Neckers might decide this round. Or will decide this round, let's be real. The other players are situated in very defensive postures. He's going to come in, swing in, get 2 kills. He gets the first one, and now they have to respect his position. Lucas can peek out, and that's the round done. And I have this strange feeling that this map is going to go very quickly. Especially if Luminosity keeps playing like this. Adding the pressure constantly, never letting go of that gas pedal. Just driving G2 into the ground.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they can head into the first buy round with that much pace behind them, that much just raw power. Just
walking out of Palace.
Exploding into a bomb site, yeah. And I mean, now, no money left for G2. This is sort of what you alluded to early on, getting off to a great start. Oof. Those odds have definitely gone against the Frenchman now.
Now, just a couple of Desert Eagles. We know they can be powerful, and we've seen it time and time again, but you need the players to be absolutely on point, and Kenny S finally finds an opening. Not the place where we expected him to. With the USPS. He'll take down a frag, he'll take anything at this point. So will Lucas. Kenny S finds the Desert Eagle, goes for a second, we'll get it as well. 2v3 now. Yeah, I was ready for that.
I'm starting to get a bit of faith because Kenny's hitting some shots, finding some form. Shocks on this flank, that's the bomb dropped, and now this round gets called into question. Ooh. That's an AWP picked up as well for Shocks. He's going to hear the footsteps over towards Palace. I don't think he did. Timing's going to be everything, and Lucas rounds the corner. Saves that round, but it comes down to the wire. Considering that was just, what, a couple of deagles here and there invested into from G2, they can't be too disappointed. Timeout even called in now to mull things over.
And for the first time ever in this best of 3, Kenny S was actually the difference maker that round. He was the one who brought it close. He was the one who got 2 kills and got weapons dropped, put up Shocks in a position where he could go on the flank. And of course, didn't win the 1v2 in the end, but comparing the results to basically not having a chance to begin with, it's nice to see Kenny S getting something done. We missed him. But currently not missing anything is Luminosity. They're up 5-0, Harry.
Yeah, hopefully though. Kenny finding a bit of confidence there. You know, Shocks landing a nice shot to maybe turn that around on its head. Maybe it's going to extend some confidence the way of G2. Make them realize that, you know, these two men, they can roll back the years, return to the great form that we've been used to.
Definitely showing a lot more promise on the T side than they usually do. But this is now Smith's and Shock's show. Shot down 2 already. Rotation comes towards B. Kenny, yes, can he hit this? Yes, he can.
Yep, there's the first one to come in. Kenny going through for more. Henny will shut him down. Existence going to flash himself into the bomb site.
Or at least try to.
Yeah, the flash landed, but now he's
breaking the edge.
With another, it's Lucas and Henny, the brothers. Have to try and use that one mind that they have between them, the twin synergy, twinergy, but it's just not happening. Henny, missed shot with the AWP. Well, he won't forgive it that easily, and G2 find a first round. Now they learn the important fact as well that Luminosity are not immortal.
Definitely not. Now, The question is, can G2 build upon this? Because this is down to Smiths and Shocks winning duels to begin with on the opposite bomb side, and that created some space and allowed for quick rotations to come in so that they were all 3 CTs on that B bomb side. When it happened, Neck is opening up in mid, and they'll take that double. 2 for 2 though, as Henny burns in the flames. Nekis is just on a tear right now. 3 frags so far in this buy round. Smith though, bouncing back with one of his own. It's up to Nekis and Yell, the 2 youngsters on the team. But the bomb is far away from this B side that Yell has just captured.
Yeah, not gonna catch the timing. And as a result, Kenny has made this a 1v2. Smiths pushed all the way through Palace, gets the information that no one's here. Kenny gonna leave B, and this has afforded Nekis a way into the bomb site.
He's gonna get the plan at least. He's gonna be very careful about this. Hopefully it doesn't cost him the round. No. Seems like he has the opportunity to go for this, and they're not gonna come in running.
This wrap around from Smith, so that calls everything into question. Kenny hears the smokes and flashes raiding into B. Nekis now gets that bomb down.
Both gonna retake from short. It's gonna be up to Smiths, and he nails the shot. Not a lot of HP on him. Nekis gets the bomb down, but not anything more than that. The man in question here played a great round. Not good enough.
Once again, early on, it's Smith that's finding some good form here for G2, but this time he has Kenny up there top of the board with it. Still is early days, but bode well for G2. Kenny going to turn his attention over here towards middle with the AWP. Won't be tested anytime soon, as Luminosity have the majority of their forces over here towards the apartments. You can see as well, they're leaving Yell and Nekis, keeping an eye for mid-aggression, especially as that smoke's gone down aggressively over at the top of mid, but it's Shoxy about to be tested. Players coming his way. Through the smoke they go, and Shox lines up 2, almost a third, as well as he tags up Steel. Rings it within inches of his life. This B bomb site rush has been repelled by Shox, as it's an electrifying play from him.
Blender comes into play this time around. Walks straight into it. Trying to find openings through the wall, but nothing has been found so far. Top mid control has been regained by Luminosity. Nekis is keeping all these players on B right now, but he's now down and they see no more. Steel and Yell now to bring it back 2v5. That's probably unlikely. Bodies towards short. Not gonna check chair. If he goes back, then he might be in for a nasty surprise. No. Gonna go straight for the connector play. Surely they're gonna spot towards Body's position. Oh, they're just gonna miss each other. This is a very unfortunate timing for Body. But nicely done by Existence, so it doesn't matter in the end. Will be secured round number 3 for G2.
Yeah, and crucially, if you're a fan of the old economy, G2 keeping 5 players alive there means that money is going to be just fine now looking to the future. Tactical timeout called in for Luminosity. Right now, it's Nekis top of the board for them, 12 and 4. Rest of the guys trailing behind just a little bit. As this tactical pause draws to a close, there's no money for Luminosity. They've gone for a partial buy with Lucas and Henny both picking up a smoke each. Some flashes as well. That to me suggests that we might see an A play come in.
Set pieces are there if they want to do it. Looks like it's going to be towards B to begin with. It's going to be the fake towards A and then the push towards B. Or maybe they're going to go underground. Let's wait and see. The bomb is still not decided, so anything can still happen.
Yeah, I think, it's going to be fresh in Luminosity's mind what Shox did to them in that previous round, how he just manhandled the attempted B play. Taking it a lot slower.
So refreshing to see an in-game leader go for these aggressive peaks. Usually the in-game leader types stay more back, try to help their teammates out. Don't really go like taking duels themselves, and Existence is the complete opposite of that. He used to be the star player back in Source before he went into the in-game leader role, and he still shows that potential time and time again. This one is mopped up quickly. That's G2. Comes G4.
Second round in a row, back-to-back, keeping 5 players alive. So, yeah, be feeling pretty good about that one if you are a G2 fan. Money is looking fantastic for the Frenchman. Luminosity go for the buy here. Henny's back on the AWP. Been a while since you've seen him with it, but now he has the big green gun. Existence, he just spoke about his aggression. He's going to go charging up in towards middle. Will be held back. There's a variety of flashbangs rain on in, and Steel equally as fast, equally as aggressive. Out in towards mid. A lot of crosshairs looking in his direction. He's positioned to try and tango with Kenny S up here on short.
See what's the play here for Luminosity. Spread out in the default. Taking mid control. Kenny S pushed back after initial aggressive position on short. Now looking towards chair, just holding this angle. So if Lucas crosses, he's going to take that. Also takes a shot down towards connector, but doesn't hit it. Lucas now finds space. Holding the close angle. Flashes come in. Kenny S misses a shot, and that's an opening onto B, but I think the player's going to go the other way around. They're going to catch them rotating off these CTs.
There's the first kill, but now they know that he's here. More damage out, and now the pressure going to fall to Shox and Existence. Trying to outshine Luminosity here, and they're going to do exactly that. Lucas and Henny, brothers in arms. Trying to make this round possible, but the bomb is down in jungle. Oh my goodness! Henny, what a shot Lucas has found. Body, and now it's Shox in a 1v2, and they know that these two players both isolated from one another, but the rotation coming in from Lucas now leaves Shox in an awkward spot. Takes the first fight. That's the bomb dropped. Only 13 seconds. Henny has to get the kill to win the round, and Shox is going to find it. It's scary that he takes the peak there with only 10 seconds left. You feel like he could have tried to hide away, but I guess he wanted to take the fight on his terms. That's exactly what he does.
The move out from Existence on this bomb side was where I really had to hold my breath for a second, because usually when you're 2 players, CT players on that bomb side, just hold and play the time. You know that the terrorists are going to be waiting at every single corner to get an opening, and they get the one for free onto Existence. But luckily, just like in the old days, Shox is there to bail him out, bail the team out. Wins it again, 5-5. Been back and forth. First 5 rounds for Luminosity, now 5 for G2. Smiths keeps on rolling. Another one. Another one. DJ Khaled up in this one. Luminosity, they get beaten out of this server right now.
It's the Shox and Smiths show.
Yeah.
Cheeky smile for Smiths. Of course, there were some doubts around him when it was first announced he was going to be coming into this G2 roster. But I think he's done a good enough job of dispelling a lot of the criticism, at least right now.
He seems invigorated, to be honest. Like at the end of his tenure, just before moving to the coach position, he looked very, very weak. But here we go. Existence popping up the eco frags. Smiths will get 1 as well to go. But yeah, it's an interesting topic. And Existence, Smiths did receive a lot of hate at the end of his tenure before going to that coach position, and also that can play into your own confidence.
Some of the people I spoke to about it said, it's quite a lot to ask someone to step up and be, kind of the best they've ever been after being away for so long.
Yeah.
But I would say I agree with you there. He looks reinvigorated. He looks up to the task. This round, though, Luminosity have a buy on the board. Henny has his trusty AWP in hand, but he has been struggling to do too much with it right now. Has hit a couple of nice shots here and there. But we still need to see more from him. He's currently trailing behind the rest of the gang, sitting down towards the bottom of the board. It's actually him and Yell occupying those 2 bottom slots on the leaderboard. So both the AWPers for Luminosity struggling. That's definitely given some room to breathe the way of Kenny S. Well, he's not having the most impactful of performances right now either. Instead, it's Smiths and Shocks lighting up the scoreboard for G2.
See now, Smoke's going to come into window. And mid control is going to be taken by the T side. They have one top mid and one in underpass. Bomb slowly rotating over towards A. So it's beginning to look like an A split. With some focus on mid as well. The play that's about to come in for Luminosity. Still a couple of seconds away, but Henny finds Kenny in the name trade. Another smoke into window. Existence. Oh, picked out by Lucas. Now, advantage for Luminosity in this round all of a sudden. 5v, well, make that 4v3 as Shocks bounces back in.
For G2, it's such a tricky decision. Do you try and go for this one? Body falls in CT, and now you imagine the likelihood is no. Shocks sticking around. Gonna have Smiths with him. It is two of the top fraggers still up for G2.
See if we can find an opening.
They're definitely gonna try and probe it. The flash rain's in. The bomb isn't planted for ramp. If Shocks hops on this now, he could actually stick the defuse and maybe get away with it. There's one man down at the ramp. Shocks up close. Gonna tap on the bomb, no one peeks into it. There is gonna be a man pushing from the ramp position. That's Steel. Shocks doing damage. Isn't gonna get the round, but he's gonna take Luminosity's economy to the grave with him.
The bounce back happens after 7 in a row. Luminosity break the streak, on the streak, if you will, of G2. The question is now, are G2 going to break the economy of Luminosity now with the loss bonus reset? Let's find out any aggressive AWPing. This is a shot into window. Body's aggressive positioning in mid will pay up the existence as well. Chiming into the battle, but Steel bringing it back, but only on 9 HP, one man down. Definitely goes to G2 Esports in their favor, this opening door.
And for Luminosity, looks like it's back to basics. Over here towards A they go. 3 players lie in wait for G2, and one of those is Shocks. He's lighting up the scoreboard and rolling back the years. Top of the board right now for G2. He looks to keep that going. Lucas. Last alive. Bomb down over at the ramp. Gonna try and poke his head out from Palace, but Smiths will dethrone him. That's G2 in with their 8th round.
This is some 2014 Shocks, Jesus. Vintage style right now. Look at this, like, spray correction. Not really a correction, just aim straight in the face of the opposition every single time. He's on 12K in the back. 15-7 scoreline. Last round of the first half. 2 deep with 2 C sets and a little bit. Abe's coming in trying to take a page out of a scholar's book, but Kenny S is there with his trusty op. Will be battled from different sides of the map, but Lucas, quick in with 2 Desert Eagles.
Yeah, I was holding off down here in mid. They do find existence, but they still have to get past the Titan that is Shocks. Over towards CT spawn. The bomb is here in A. They have yet to discover it. Peek out from Palace, perfectly timed on behalf of Lucas. Does tag up Shoxy, but Body in the meantime has discovered Yell and dealt with him down in mid. It's a 2-on-2, and that bomb still yet to go down for Luminosity, giving some time for G2 to get in position. Body, now he's dropped the bomb at his feet, and Lucas has to avenge his brother in the 1v2. It's not happening as Shocks and Body hold their own. It's going to be a 9th round for G2, finishing this first half. A 9-6 scoreline leading the charge. This is the same scoreline we even saw back on Dust.
Yeah.
Of course, Luminosity, we know how that ended. They pulled it back there. Can they do the same here, or are we going to see a 3rd map? Inferno.
It's a question we're trying to answer. Right now, Shocks is going to say Inferno. And the question is As him and Smith's going to be enough, because still we haven't really seen Kenny bring it into the picture. Body on like a sideline position. He's doing okay. Existence also fine, but we need this man. If he starts shooting, if he starts getting kills, then I'm on board. Then I'm on the hype train for the third map. But if that doesn't happen, I think Luminosity, they have too much firepower within that lineup.
So one thing I think it's important to note, though, I mean, with Shox performing like this, you can just, you know, throw him a gun, say, Shox, get us into a bomb site, and he'll rack up the entries. If he keeps his form going on their T side, that's the terrifying thing to try and overcome if you're Luminosity. You can see Smith's in existence picking up the utility. It shocks Kenny and Body with body armor. And Yell, Diffuse getting a smoke for him. He currently resides over here on short, so he's positioned well to put that smoke to good use. Steel, oh my goodness, look at him go. He's all the way up in top mid. They can start to rotate players around to B now, but they're not going to do it. Steel's hot on their heels, and Yell through the smoke doesn't find anything.
Getting so much control in this post plan. 5v5 retake. For Luminosity, Existence is here. Gonna take that first one, not the second. Shocks his Body, holding good positions, but Nekis is doing his best. That's a triple! And Henny now coming in with the final one. That's the round, Harry. Triple kill with the USP. Nekis is on a tear. He is ripping them apart.
He most certainly is. Him and Lucas have really been all there is to write home about in that first half for Luminosity on this map. It's been coming up them two every single time, and Neck is
that last one. Oh.
Well, now Luminosity have been given a way back into this. G2, despite getting that bomb down, they've gone for the force buy now. It's going to be CZ, a little bit of utility to work with. Smoke's rain into mid early on.
Give you the B play.
I think it would have been interesting to see is maybe someone throwing a rifle across the shots, but elected against it. Steel, though, he's offered up the early man advantage. He goes running into the apartments, and yeah, while he has dealt with Existence down here on short, now he has to look for backup. Henny, who's going to fall. Smiths in with the headshot. Yell doing as best he can to repel this offensive. Brought down to his knees. Neck is not the star of this round. He's already been extinguished, and Lucas packed up as well. It's a 2v2. Make that a 1v2, and Yell just has to back away.
Very ballsy to go for the aggressive MP7 play. Yell still has a chance here, but 20 HP. He needs a free opening to go for this. And now he's certainly not going to get it.
Yeah, now they know where he is. They know his whereabouts. Kenny's even going to push again, and Kenny finds it. It's G2. They're straight back in. Yeah. 10th round, and now... yeah, okay, yeah, Luminosity, they're at the point, yeah, they're going to have to force. It's what we expect. It goes back and forth, obviously, but I wondered if they were in the realm where they could have bought next round anyway. Not the case, and so we're going to see them work things out now with the Deegs and armor. They've been pretty proficient with these. Can they find success in round number 18? Ooh, Neck certainly can. A breath of fresh air with the Deeg as he finds something down mid early on.
How much more does he have in him? He's been perfect so far throughout this game. He's definitely, without a doubt, been the best player on Luminosity, and once more he springs into action. Takes down Smith's easy peasy 1D straight to the face. And now 3 CT players around that A bomb site there, playing the mid to long range for the Desert Eagles. Playing the connector control as well, but it's going to be Ramp and Palace. But look at the flank right now from Steel. He's already behind them. If they can hold on for 10 more seconds, he has the best flank in the world. Oh, Henny with an eagle as well.
These Deegs are keeping Luminosity in this, and now that flank from Steel has been given plenty of time to come into effect. Now he emerges from his hiding hole. Missed shots, and oh my goodness, Shocks pivots round and deals with the lurker. What a recovery. He's going to be smiling after that. Just hit a 180 shot to keep G2 in that round, 11-7. As Luminosity finally have to take one on the chin. This is going to be the replay of the 180 from Shocks.
that is ridiculous.
Admittedly, Steel should have landed that. He knows it. Yeah. Probably be feeling pretty devastated to have given Shocks so much time to recover. You saw there was a few shots raiding him past him, so he did have time to adjust. This round, just USPs, PT50 for Henny, but that is it. And you imagine this is where G2 find a 12th. We might get to see Inferno if this form can keep up here for this G2 roster.
Not seeing anything. It's a stack on short, at least for two of these players. But now they're going to get much out of it. It's a tough one. So right now, just wanting to run down the clock, wanting to make G2 maybe waste some of that utility, making them rebuy this. Remember, we're only in round 19, and this is probably going to go all the way. So even though not taking weapons away, well, it will be from Nekis, just burning that utility is good. Luminosity.
There's a man hiding on the bench. He's going to go undetected for the time being, but no, it all comes to a close. It's 12-7.
Kenyes with some confidence frags as well. Very important that he feels like he can take on this challenge. Confidence is a very important thing about Counter-Strike. If you're not confident, you're not going to go in and win those duels. Now the buy comes. Luminosity, not the best in the world, no ult. For either of their two ult talents, but a nade onto the feet of existence. Push down into mid.
You're going to try and test Lucas and Henny over here at short, and they might come to regret that as the twin synergy between these two prevails. Henny actually to find both the kills, and now they smoke it off. Shox in the meantime.
I kind of get the feeling that we usually have when watching Simple right now. When I'm watching Shox, like every single time he's into something, and it's like it doesn't seem possible, but you still kind of believe in him. He has that like X factor with him at this point. He can hit anything.
Well, it's Kenny to pounce first over a mid, and that's got the attention of Steel. From here, Shox can look to pounce on into it. Yell rather. Steel over here at B, gonna go toe-to-toe with Body, but Shox is deep within CT. One thing is they don't know the whereabouts of Yell.
Yeah, that might be the problem, because if Kenny just rushes into the bomb site, tries to get the bomb down, he might get killed straight up.
Yeah, but with where Shox is, he's going to try to plant him for CT, so he's covered from Connector at the very least. Yell hears his bomb going down. All right, looks a bit confused as to how this has been allowed to happen, but now the rotation's coming in, and Shox positioned deep within CT. Won't be able to cut off any of these players rotating. Now looking to try and wrap Brown in through jungle. They seem wary of the idea that someone could be here. That man is going to be Shox. He snuck into the back line. Now picks up the pace. Shox comes pouncing out, but the bomb isn't planted for him. He has to be quick on his feet, and Henny able to do the damage. Luminosity pick themselves up an 8th round. Between them, they go toe-to-toe with Kenny S and Shoxy.
4K from Henny is what they need to get this round. And you can see Shox kind of felt that one could have been his, but in a 1v3 with the bomb planted on the other side, that's going to be very hard to come in and clutch. Timeout coming in, called by Existence. 2 out of 4, so still some left. Henny's play here as the backup of his brother, not too many meters away, but doesn't need it. Takes it all on his own. Now, 12-8, still a lead for G2, but only 4 rounds away. Our Luminosity, and if you're just tuning in now, this is the second map. So if Luminosity takes this, take the remaining, well, they need 8 now to get on 16. That's it. That's 2-0. That's done. G2 are eliminated. But on the other side, they just need 4 more rounds to bring it into map 3.
Out and towards mid. Henny's here with the AWP early. Flashed off the angle, and they're going to be very, very thankful that that flash landed. Prevents Henny from finding the early man advantage. Smith's wrapping round into ladder room. Tries to get the spray through the smoke on it. There it is. And Shox is fast on the trigger. There's the man advantage gain for G2 now up through connector. Maybe like a speed demon, maybe not as they back away. Apply the brakes for the time being, and you like the response from Luminosity. Take control of ramp, push on down. You've lost a man, but they regain map control elsewhere. And on the back of it, information now that Henny's found a 4-on-4. These two players down here at ramp are going to prove pivotal to the outcome of this round. Luminosity making G2 feel very claustrophobic. G2 might have taken control of mid, but that's all they've got right now.
Let's see. Circling in around that B bomb site. Stealing forward positioning Henny on the site as well. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Kenny S locks him down. And now it's Steal. Shox will win that. Wow. 12 HP will survive, and now an advantage for G2. And this is like, what can you do against Shox at this point?
I think die. That's something that you can definitely do against him.
It seems like that's the only opportunity right now. Or option, if you will.
Yeah, he's firing on all cylinders. Really is, you know, the old cliche rolling back the years. That's Shox. 23 and 10. Top of the board for G2. Massive performance from him. And 97 ADR for this map thus far. This is going to be a 13th round, though, for G2. Two players surviving over on the side of Luminosity. Might tempt them into going for a force buy, but if they do and then they lose this, they're going to have anything into that map point round.
Mid-air, Shox just jumping in, taking that duel as well against Steel. And winning it. He's back. It's kind of like the Terminator. Goes out for a bit, comes back in the next one. Great positioning.
He managed to get past the man down on ramp. Henny even finding existence. Now they have weapons to work with in this round. They become deadly. Kenny going to get Molotoved off by a teammate from stairs. Nades into connector. Luminosity have made this round possible. Steal from CT, good for one. Kenny trades back, and a second as well. That's a vintage Kenny play here. As Henny's left alive. Does spot out Smiths, tries to take the fight, not able to connect anything right away. And now that clock ticking on down, Kenny's going to try and take the peak. Ooh, that's not good. Henny does take his head off, but no time left for the defuse. G2 going to be finding a 14th. Smith wants to retrieve that AWP. Ooh, what a belter of a shot to hit. So a bit of a bonus. They even take the AK away from Luminosity.
Kenny S with a nice double. We saw him going for the third scope as well, and also going aggressive on the last one. Seems like he's found some confidence again. This is a good time. They're going to finish off this map surely now and move on to Inferno to end it all. Shox as well, aggressive as always. Actually going to miss that. Looks to the right, but push comes to the left. And when push comes to shove, it's going to be Henny winning that duel.
What a man to find as well. Shox is the real defining point for this G2 roster right now. And he's the first to fall. You've also extended an AK the way of Henny. Someone who stepped up massively on this CT side. Molotov going to heat things up inside of apartments. Existence as well is able to dispatch of Henny. G2 have flipped this round on its head. And now, with the man advantage, they can afford to slow things down. Looks like they're going to try and hit this A-bomb site, wrapping through T-spawn. To do so, they're going to have to get past Yell and Neckers.
Neckers with the Desert Eagle is always dangerous. We've seen that time and time again, the difference he can make with that single pistol. Kenny's just clearing every single corner. And here we go. Takes Neckers out of it. Lucas and Yell remaining, but surely not for long. unless they make something amazing happen.
Yeah, does not go unchecked, and while he's good to find Kenny, now it all falls on a Lucas. Couple of missed shots with the Deeg, and that's all it takes. Map point now for G2. They want to try and take us through to Inferno. A third map. After losing Dust 2, 14-16 to Luminosity, they now stand to win out Mirage. 15-8, they need one more round.
And it hasn't been a good map for Luminosity, this. They went up on that 5-0 lead, and since having that 5-0 lead, they only won 3 rounds. While G2 grinded 15, maybe soon 16 rounds together. So, seems like statistics was right once again. And Existence having a good read on Luminosity for this one.
Rushing it down through mid. That's the order of the day. Luminosity looking like they wanted to maybe try peeking on through to find something. Couple of shots exchanged with Kenny now. The peek out from short. Existence is there to dispatch of Henny. Ooh. Nice shot from Smiths as well. And this is it. 3 more kills. That's all they need to take us through to Inferno. Map number 3. Yell is allowed to peek out into mid, but Existence through the smoke able to trade. It's now Steel and Lucas all that remain. Steel falls. And it's Lucas 1v4. This B-bomb site goes the way of G2. There should be absolutely no way in hell that Lucas gets back into this one. He's all the way over here at A. The bomb hath betrayed him. It's going to go down at B. And while he's looked good in this map, a 1v4 with a Deeg, having to run all the way from one side to the other just seems near on impossible, especially because of that pesky man on the screen just a second ago. Body up on top of the cinder blocks. There we go, 1 bullet, that's all it takes, 16-8. And G2 close out this second map in their favor. They're going to be taking us through to Inferno. This is going to go on that much longer.
It's going to go all the way to map 3. Where we're going to see if the boys from Luminosity can bring it back here. We definitely saw Shock stepping it up even another level here in Mirage. Kenny has started to get going as well. And that's kind of what we need to see, like that duo coming into the game alongside with Smith having a very good game. If you have all those factors mashed together, you have a really good team in G2. If they all excel at the same time,
yeah,
what can you do?
It feels like we never even really got to see Kenny hit anywhere near his, you know, like 100% in that one. You know, he's kind of, he's stepping up, kind of getting there, building that confidence of it, hitting a couple of shots. But for me, it was all about Shocks. Yeah. Lighting up the scoreboard. I can't remember how many kills he finished with, but it was damn near 30. You know, he was above and beyond everyone else on the team.
Yeah, it was like at least 25.
Yeah, so, yeah, and Smiths as well, complimenting him nicely. That's what we need to see. Map number 3, gonna be Inferno. We'll be back with that after a break.